So, Sony's in the news again, except this time it's not for being a cocky corporation who doesn't learn from their mistakes. No, this time it's about Last of Us and the game being remade after only 8 years because money. Yeah, but let's just read this article either way. The Last of Us remake reportedly in development and Days Gone 2 pitch rejected because, was anyone surprised about Days Gone not getting a sequel? I know it has its fans, but it's not exactly the most popular PlayStation exclusive. I haven't played it, so maybe I'll like it, but as far as I'm concerned, it looked like pretty much every other zombie game that's released within the last decade. So, yeah, I'm not shocked, but who knows, maybe it's the greatest game of all time. I don't know, but maybe one day I'll try it. But yeah, remake for Last of Us 1. Sony Studios are reportedly working on a remake of The Last of Us, while Sony Bend begins work on a new game after an unsuccessful 2019 pitch to make Days Gone 2. In a new Bloomberg report into dissatisfaction among Sony's lesser-known studios, sources say that our Last of Us remake, codenamed TIX, was started by Michael Mumbar, the founder of Visual Arts Service Group, a Sony developer that traditionally assists development on PlayStation Studios games. Mumbar apparently assembled a new 30-strong development group and, after passing on the idea of a remake of the first Uncharted game, settled on a remake of 2013's The Last of Us. After 8 years, and this is becoming a thing only a year after the sequel. Okay, however, the team reportedly ran into trouble after Sony kept their existence a secret and refused to offer extra budget. Head of PlayStation Studios Herman Hulst apparently deemed that the project too expensive, and Mumbar's team was moved to support development of The Last of Us 2. Bloomberg sources say that after The Last of Us 2 was completed, Sony moved multiple Naughty Dog developers onto the T1X project, and the remake effectively became a Naughty Dog project, because of course it did. Mumbar and other original developers have now left the company, but development on the remake is apparently continuing. Well, that's goody. As part of the same report, Bloomberg also says that Sony Bend pitched a sequel to Days Gone after the game's release in 2019, but was rejected. Sony then apparently moved Bend developers onto two Naughty Dog projects, a multiplayer game, presumably the standalone Last of Us multiplayer game, which, what the hell has happened to that game? We have not heard anything about it in like 3,000 years. It's just, there's nothing for that. Is it basically the same situation as Cyberpunk's multiplayer? I feel like it is. Hopefully it isn't. But yeah, what's up with that? Because we haven't heard anything about that in a minute. But anyways, and a new Uncharted project, which has also been rumored recently. Yeah, there's been some rumors about that, so that's not too shocking to hear about. Some Bend staff reportedly left as a studio of having their autonomy taken away, and leadership allegedly complained to Sony and asked to be moved off of Uncharted games. Sony Bend is now apparently working on a new original game, but it's not clear if this is Days Gone 2, a brand new game, or a return to another back catalog game, which I assume it's not Days Gone 2, considering how many times it's been stated in this article that Days Gone 2 is rejected. It even says that in the headline, but that's just me. Update, Eurogamer reports its sources claim a Sony Bend-developed Uncharted game was planned to be a new chapter for the series, possibly a prequel, and was intended as something of a reboot for the series. It's unclear if those plans have persisted with Ben off the project. There have been many rumors about a new Sony team in San Diego, led by Mumbar, with many assuming that it was working on a new Uncharted game after it said it was developing an existing franchise. However, it seems that referred to The Last of Us, with Uncharted's future seemingly remaining under Naughty Dog's control. So, from the sound of it, I guess Uncharted 5 won't be happening, or possible prequel. Maybe it will one day. Wouldn't surprise me. Timing for a remake of The Last of Us feels appropriate given the upcoming HBO series, which will reimagine the story of the first game, with Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey in lead roles. So yeah, Last of Us Remake. So, what are my thoughts on this Last of Us Remake? Well, my question is, aside from the obvious, that being money, why? What is the point? Again, it's been only 8 years since the first game released. It's only been about a year since the second game released. There's no reason for a remake to be made, especially because the first one just doesn't need a remake. The first one is a perfectly fine narrative experience on its own. The second one, not so much, but the first one, absolutely. Who knows? Maybe their actual reasoning for wanting to make a remake is to have it fit in line with the sequel more, on top of what this article said, the HBO series, which, why? Naughty Dog's games are pretty much HBO series already, they don't need to be turned into that when the games already are doing the job of just that. So it's absolutely pointless aside from just money. But who knows? Maybe it's not that they wanted to fit more in line with Last of Us 2. Maybe Sony just hated Last of Us 2's story so much that they felt the need to reboot the entire series altogether, with the HBO series also being a part of that. I think it's maybe possible. No idea for sure, but I do think the possibility is absolutely there. This is just dumb. This is yet another movie slash TV show that Sony is making because that's a thing. Now, I know that TV series and games on average aren't as bad as they used to be in the 90s and all. I know that people like Sonic the Hedgehog. I haven't seen that movie yet. I will at some point when I actually make the time to. I've been thinking about making a rant about that, but I figure I can just give my 2 cents on movie and TV show adaptations of games in this news video. It's just, Sony, no one's asking for this. Really, no one is asking. I know it'll sell either way, but truthfully, no one wants this. No one was one day thinking, you know what we need? We need a Last of Us 1 remake. No one was asking for that. People are fine with the game as is. Like, just focus on Last of Us 2 and getting at that multiplayer for that game, because, you know, I think people would prefer to see that at this point. All this needless milking. Neil Drunkman, how do you feel about this? I know you won't see this video, but I'm curious for his thoughts on this. I'm curious for Neil's thoughts. I'm very curious. I think that he's playing a role in the Last of Us show from reports about it like 12 years ago at this point. But yeah. Last of Us remake. Hollywood remakes, but now it's a thing with Sony games. Who knows? Maybe they'll do a remake of Spider-Man PS4 in like 2 years. Because, you know, why not? Sony in general is just making a bunch of really dumb moves lately. They've been making more and more dumb moves over the last, like, 7 years at this point since the launch of the PS4. Because, you know, they've just, of course, have letting that success get to their heads. They've become cocky and greedy because of it. Because why would corporations ever learn from their mistakes? But this will all come to bite him in the ass eventually. Knowing how a lot of these shows and movies all turn out, I feel like the Uncharted movie will end up with mediocre reviews, some poor ones, maybe some okay ones, and I feel like the Last of Us show will just end up with, this didn't need to be made reactions, which, who knows, maybe I could be wrong, and these could end up being masterpieces of cinema and the TV medium. I feel like that's not going to be the case, but who knows, maybe that will be the case. So I'll stop judging for right now, because I don't want to hurt the mega corporation's feelings. I know that one small nobody on YouTube is very harmful to their emotions, so I'll just stop talking here. But yeah, there you go. That's the news video, since these news videos are no longer talk videos. I feel it just makes more sense for them to be their own thing. So yeah, news videos are now their own series. Yay! I'm sure that everyone's very excited over that very big and important piece of news within the internet. But yeah, there you go. That's the news video. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell and set to all notifications. Follow me on social media. There will be links to that in the description below, and I'll see you all next time. But until then, I'm out. Later.